COVID hit, I went into hibernation and came out a senior citizen. I just got the placebo booster. Better than nothing. Hope the COVID thing is over soon. I'm running out of jigsaw puzzles. I just started one, ages 14 plus. I'm on the plus side of that. How do they decide the ages that go on the box? Did they do experiments at the jigsaw puzzle factory? Throw different age kids in different rooms, toss the same puzzle in each room. Guys with lab coats and clipboards walking around, looking in the windows. How are the 12-year-olds doing? They can't get the cellophane off the box. 13-year-olds. They think they found 5 corners. 14-year-olds. They're done. 14 plus. Put it on the box. We're done with our scientific experimentations. I want to come out with a jigsaw puzzle and put ages 101 plus on the box. I want to look in the window. How are they doing in there? Not good. But it ain't got nothing to do with that puzzle. These jigsaw puzzles are addicting, man. It's hard to get up and walk away. You get up and you're like, oh, wait a second. Okay. I didn't see it from that angle. Okay, all right, this will go over here. Oh, I got it. All right, so this will connect. If you ever connect 2 chunks, when somebody's not in the room, you have to announce it when they come in. Really, what I did. Remember, it wasn't a leaf, it was a bird beak. Anyway, I saved the day. So Joe mentioned I have a couple of Netflix things out. You might hear some jokes from them, but I'm trying to do new stuff. I hope you're okay with that. That's my way of hedging my bets. Now, if something doesn't go well, I make it cheerful. Hey, don't blame me. On you. I love doing this. I've had a lot of jobs. I worked at Wendy's at the drive-thru window about 6 months ago. Now, I'll give you an idea how long ago that was. That was when they first introduced salad. That's true. They gave me a spiel that I had to say at the drive-thru window that caused nothing but confusion, car after car. I had to say it. Welcome to Wendy's, home of garden fresh salad. Can I take your order, please? What? I said, welcome to Wendy's, home of garden fresh salad. Can I take your order, please? Salad? You want no salad? You don't have to have salad. You still got cheeseburgers? Yes, we do. I want a cheeseburger! Would you like a salad with that? No salad! Sorry, you said 2 salads. I don't want any salad! We have it too. Thousand Island, French, Italian, Roquefort. I was also a salad chef in a 4-star restaurant. I know nothing about salads. A buddy of mine was a waiter, got me the job. Showed up at noon the first day, had to clean iceberg lettuce, peel shrimp, make croutons. That night the head chef showed up. They said, we want to introduce you to our head chef. I said, okay. So this is Chef Pierre. And I was like, oh man, you're a chef? I'm a chef too. He goes, really? I'm like, yeah. I guess we're the chefs. He goes, when did you become a chef? Noon. Where did you go to culinary school? I don't even know what that means. You're a chef and all. The Second day, the guy who trained me said, all right, you're going to do everything today, and while I do this. And he pulled out an apple and a knife and made some stupid bird apple, carved it, just leaned against the counter and made a bird while I did everything. And then everybody showed up, all the waiters were like, man, who made that bird? Check out that bird, who made that? Dwayne did that. Well, I did all of that. So I said, tomorrow there's going to be no salads, and Dwayne and I are each going to make a bird. So you're going to be really impressed with 2 birds. I also worked at the International House of Pancakes. Busboy dishwasher. That's what my business card said. Need a little dinner. Sometimes we'd run out of supplies. The owner would send me to the supermarket to pick up, stuff we needed. Felt strange as a 12-year-old kid at the checkout lane with 8 bottles of ketchup, 12 sticks of butter, 19 bottles of pancake syrup. Got the $100 bill he gave me. Sometimes the cashier would go, somebody's having a party. What kind of parties do you go to? Or any of this is involved. Welcome to the party. Here's a bottle of ketchup. Get on in here. Here's a stick of butter. Here's a stick of butter. Squirt yourself with the syrup. Let's get sticky! I did lawn care back when you had to use a rake. And they got those blower machines. Damn. Those things should be called now it's your problem machines. I see people blow leaves to the property line. Ooh, there you go. Good luck with all that. Enjoy all the noise too. How come old-timers love to tell you how they lied to get their first job? I'll tell you how I got a job at the factory. I told them I knew how to drive a forklift. After destroying $30,000 worth of merchandise, I finally got the hang of it. Good lesson, Grandpa. I'll tell you how I got a job at the hospital. I told them I knew how to do appendectomies. After 3 months of horrifying results, I finally got the hang of it. So it's nice to be here. I grew up in Miami, Florida. Went to school down there. My best subject growing up was English. My worst subject, probably geography. Was not a great student. I liked when a teacher said we could throw away our lowest grade and our highest grade before she came up with our final grade. I was like, yes. That way I could throw away an F and a D. The only thing I ever remember reading as a kid was the back of a cereal box. Help Quist find Quake's hideout. Oh, over there. I'm gonna put a history lesson back there or something. Learn something. So I don't read goodly, with good and tea. I try. I like nonfiction books, but they all do the same nonsense. Every nonfiction book starts good, and then right away it hits a brick wall. The robber entered the bank, pulled out his Glock, said, give me everything you got, or people are going to start dropping. I'm like, okay, I'm into this. Now, let's go back to 1912, when the gunman's grandfather moved to the United States from Eastern Poland. What in the hell is going on? I'm going to meet that author. Oh man, that book would have made a great pamphlet. I'd rather watch book TV. I'd rather just hear the author at the podium hit me with the bullet points. It's better than suffering through reading a book, right? jacket with the patches on the elbow. You know I'm a writer. I write so much I burn holes in my jacket elbows. I got blisters on my elbows. If you have a jacket that needs patches on the elbows, you don't need patches on the elbows. You need a new jacket. So anyway, he gives his deal, and then they open the floor to the people in the little chairs. Where do they get these people? They all look like they have a faraway, glazed look in their eyes. They look like the only reason they're in there is because it's warm. So he's done, and they let these people ask questions. You can tell all these people want to do is look smart on television. You know, do you have a question for the author? I do. They always want to grab the microphone. I got a good hold of the mic. I know. I got a good grip on it. I know. And their question is always about them looking smart. My question for the author is, I was wondering if you realize that you have Kierkegaardian undertones in your writing structure. Is the camera on me? Am I well lit? Anyway, my question is, are you cognizant of your Machiavellian tendencies? Sit down. Jeez. It's a baby name book. Get out of here. Nobody wants you on this one. Names interest me. I was watching a biography about President Kennedy, John Kennedy, and it was interesting to learn that his nickname was Jack. What in the world is the purpose of that nickname? So, what's your name? Well, rather than trouble you with the very difficult to enunciate version of my actual first name, it's very challenging for the average person to hit all the mouth noises necessary to linguistically hit it properly. That name is John. Don't even worry about that. I'm going to cut your break, and I'm going to allow you to call me the much smoother, the much easier, simpler version of my name. I'm going to allow you to call me Jack. Oh, thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Jack! Jack! That was easier. Thank you, Jack. Oh, thank you, Jack. My sister's name is Marguerite, so of course her nickname is Peggy. When we were kids, a new family moved in across the street. We ran across the street to meet our new neighbors. This little girl said, "My name is Michelle, but you can call me Michelle for short." Thanks for the time saver, Michelle. I grew up in a big family. I was an only child with 9 parents. Slow talk. No, 8 kids. 6 boys, 2 girls. When I grew up, I learned one of the challenges with democracy because we used to vote on daily activities. Sorry, who wants to play with dolls? 2. Basketball. 6. Basketball it is. For the 9th year in a row. I don't like that. Because I want to play with dolls. Slip a woke joke in. I didn't play with dolls till I was older. It's true. I'm a boy and a girl. I'm used to games having a score and a winner. And when my daughter first asked me if I wanted to play with Barbies, I had to rewire everything in my head. She's like, you want to play with Barbies? I'm like, yeah, how do you play? I got a legal pad. I'm like, how do you score? How do you get points? She's like, you just play, Daddy. I'm like, yeah. How? You just play. She goes, I'll show you. She gave me a Ken doll and set me up with a Barbie house. She's like, you live here. I'm like, okay. Got it. So she pulled up in a Barbie Malibu camper and got her Barbie doll out and started walking over to the house. First of all, people don't walk like that. I wanted to take points off, but I didn't say anything. A hockey person. So she comes up and says, can I come to your pool party? I get Barbie at my door asking if she can hang out by my pool. That's got to be worth 1,000 points. Like, you're darn right I'm having a pool party. She's like, okay, I'm going to go get all my friends. I'm like, I win! If you're from a big family, you know that with your younger siblings, you tease them, torment them, torture them. It's not right, it's just natural. Something happens to you, it's got to go somewhere. A fourth out of 8, an older brother would come up. Whoa. Ain't staying here, I tell you. Pass that on down to our youngest brother, Terry, I don't know how he survived. He's the only one in our family with red hair. Red hair is amazing. It's wonderful. It's beautiful. It's unique. Well, we weren't going to tell him that. So we told Terry we found him in a trash pile, being raised by cats. He would say, you did not. And we would go, how could we make that up? How could we make that up, Terry? And don't tell Mom and Dad we told you, because they don't want you knowing that you were raised in a trash pile by cats. Don't worry, it gets worse. We told Terry there are 9 kids in our family. We told him we have an older brother named Joe who didn't like Terry when he was born. So Joe moved to Australia. He doesn't have access to a globe, I guess. And we would fake phone calls. We'd have a friend call at a particular time, and we'd get all excited pretending Joe was calling from Australia, and we'd pass the phone around to everybody but Terry. Joe's calling from Australia! He's not kangaroo! Hey, want to talk to Terry? What? No. I'm not defending it, I'm just sharing it. Terry did fine, I don't know what you're worrying about. He just got promoted to captain in the fire department, so you're gonna all sleep today. We all call to congratulate him. Joe didn't cry? No pets growing up. There were enough things to try to feed in our house. Then when I got older, I was a comedian on the road. Never had because I can't have a pet. You know what I'm trying to say? You got to take care of them and stuff. And I travel too much. I know people have wonderful feelings about their pets. I think it's great. I just never really had it. I certainly don't know what to do when somebody shows me a picture of their dog on their iPhone. I don't know how long I'm supposed to look at it. That is a dog, all right. Okay, is that sufficient? I'm looking at that. Why are you showing that? I don't even know how to hold a little dog. I know, it's sad. Never really did it. I'm worried somebody's going to give me their little dog and I'm not going to do it right. I don't want to hold it too loose and fumble it and it splats on a sidewalk. I don't want to hold it too tight and crunch its little dog bones. Crunch. Sorry, no experience. My friend, he and his wife have a little dog. They're like, here, hold our dog. I didn't even know what to do. I put my arms out. My elbows were locked. This little dog under my thumbs. The dog was just dangling there. The dog was looking at me like, I want to be doing this less than you. Stare off. But I know pets are beautiful, and I want my kids to experience the joy of pets, but I need a pet that works for all the travel. We're in a pet shop. We're looking at a beautiful bird, like a cock-a-doodle or something. Asked the pet shop manager to come over. I said, I've got some questions about the bird. He's like, go for it. I said, how long can this bird live without food? He's like, what kind of question is that? I want to do the right thing here, so I was wondering how long can I neglect this? He's like, you don't need to worry about it because I'm not going to sell you this bird. So carry on. I do have a support giraffe. I feel very anxious when I'm in corn mazes. Put us out of here, girl. I joke about having pets. I had a carpet guy over one time. He's on the ground, unrolling a carpet, and he turns and says, I forgot to ask, I need to know, do you have any pets in your house? And just to be funny, I said, oh, I have a baby rhino. And he turns and says, do you have a gate? So I had to say the sentence, I don't really have a baby rhino. I had to say that sentence out loud to another human being. I don't really have a baby rhino. I had to say that to a person. One time I was in the Okefenokee swamp, and they said this guy was going to give a talk on reptiles. So I'm like, all right, let's go. So we go, and we sit on these little wooden planks. This guy comes in with a few cages, and sets them down. We're like, all right, here comes the talk. And he goes, does anybody have any questions about reptiles? I thought you were going to give a talk. Oh, it's on us. Okay. So everybody had to just, what do they eat? And then you give that answer. Does anybody else have any question about reptiles? It's quite a presentation. How long do they live? Give that answer. Does anybody else have any questions about reptiles? And a guy asked this question. He said, is it true that alligators can bite people's arms off? And the guy got all indignant and he said, that is not true. That is not true. That is a misconception. Alligators do not bite people's arms off. What they do is they chomp on arm, and they twist. They do a twisting motion, and they twist it off. Sorry, I didn't mean to. So if you ever see a guy, hey, an alligator bite that off? No! It was a twisting motion. It was twisted off. So the reading thing is hard for me. I tried documentaries. I figure if I plop down in front of a documentary, I might learn something. You know, come on, knowledge. I saw a documentary about space exploration. I love that stuff. The scientists said they know if they build a space probe to explore distant galaxies and shoot it out, that 100 years from now they'll be able to build a better, faster space probe that will catch and pass that first one before it ever gets anywhere.
I don't get that.
So the message is clear. Everything we do today is a waste of time.
I don't get that.
I do like looking up at the sun and the moon. I'm intrigued at the different personalities between the two. The moon is just starving for attention. It's always in the news. I'm an 8, I'm a 12, I'm tall, I'm sliver, I'm harvest, I'm super, I'm blood, I'm howling, I'm waxing, I'm waning. The sun has no issues with confidence. The moment it pops up, look at me and I'll burn your eyes out! We do send rovers up to Mars. They're analyzing rocks. Some scientists think some of the rocks are from volcanoes. Yeah, okay. If they expect me to believe that volcanoes blew rocks all the way to Mars.
That one I get.
Yeah, Vesuvius and Tay didn't have that kind of
They're actually talking about like volcanoes on there.
We have rovers on Mars looking for water, wheeling all around Mars looking for water. I want to bring the scientists over to my kitchen sink. Look what I discovered. When I pull this up, water shoots out of the end of this thing. How's it going on Mars? Because this appears to be endless. Get some science jugs and fill those babies up because I have hit the moisture mother lode. I'm not being fair. They're looking for water because they're trying to see if there's life on Mars. And I've always wondered, what if there is life on Mars? But it's really tiny. And we're just crushing it with our rovers. The camera on the front, everything seems dry and desolate under the wheels. We're mushing Martians into mulch. What's that green string? Onward. How come we put inventors and discoverers on the same height of a pedestal? An inventor made something that might never have existed without him. A discoverer just happened upon something. An inventor took that, and that and made this. A discoverer just picked up a rock. Looky here. Balboa is credited with discovering the Pacific Ocean. It was kind of there. Just came over a hill. Wow! Thanks, Balboa. Thanks for the Pacific Ocean.
So stupid.
So I had a way to stop the Russian troops at the border. Make them show their vaccination card. Works everywhere else. What if all Putin needs is a pretty please with sugar on top? Hey, get out of Ukraine. No. Pretty please with sugar on top? Okay. I'm having some short-term memory problems. Every once in a while, my microwave will ding, and I'll have no idea what's in there. What kind of short-term memory problem is that? Ding! Ah, macaroni and cheese. And I like that. I like checking the mystery box. Terrible memory. Every once in a while, my microwave will ding.
I get that one because he's like showing that he has bad memory.
I don't know what to believe anymore. I don't. I know I don't believe in reincarnation anymore. I used to. Back when I was John Quincy Adams. People's beliefs are like so far apart, you know? Like when someone dies, some people believe you either go to a place and dance on streets of gold for eternity, or if you don't believe that, then you believe that you just turned to dirt. I think it should be. If I was smart, I would stop right there and switch subjects. I think. What if it's something between the two? You know, what if it's something between the two? What if when you die, it's like going to Cleveland?
Oh my God.
Okay, here's a joke. They say the definition of insanity is trying the same thing over and over again and expecting a different result. I've tried that joke 1,000 times, but nobody ever So I'm awkward socially. I force myself to go to parties and stuff, right? You gotta force yourself in life. But there are things people do that bother me. I don't like when somebody pronounces a word differently than everybody else to try to sound smart. Just say it like everybody else, would you? At this party, I walk up to a group of strangers. First thing I hear from this guy is another thing about Genghis Khan. I already don't like this guy. I go, oh, Genghis Khan? It was actually pronounced Genghis. I'm guessing you were there at the time? You and the Gen man pounding around town? So I wanted to sound smart. So I was like, Genghis Khan, the Mongolian emperor. Wasn't he the conqueror of China? Words interest me. Extraordinary sounds like a compliment, but I can understand extra wonderful or extra marvelous or extra fantastic. You're not just any kind of ordinary. You're extraordinary. Thank you. Why is head over heels such a big deal? Aren't we all head over heels? The moment you get out of bed, you're already there. Start celebrating. Only two things come in twists, I've learned. Holiday recipes and murder plots. If your loved one tells you they have a twist in mind for the afternoon, you might want to ask some questions. Does it involve paprika? It's one of those new jokes I was telling you about. It's all right. Gotta try stuff. I'm having some short-term memory problems. Hey, crime does not pay, okay? In case you're on the fence. It's always an important motto in our society. I've always found that motto so unbelievably selfish. Crime does not pay. That's why we shouldn't do it. Do you do crime? Oh, well, I love crime. I love almost everything about crime. Crime is fantastic. You don't have to sell me on that side of the equation. The reason that I don't do crime, and I've crunched the numbers, it doesn't pay! Sure, if it paid, I'd be doing crime left and right, but crime doesn't pay, so that's why I don't do crime. Another crime motto, even more bizarre: don't do the crime if you can't do the time. Wow. I'm intrigued that the motto isn't don't do the crime, because that would be wrong. Don't that cover all the bases? You have to make it a choice between two selfish options. Oh, that crime? I want to do it. That's a great crime. I want to do that crime. The problem, though, with that particular crime, it's 15 years in the federal penitentiary. I don't have the time. I wish I could, but I have a family and dreams. I don't have enough time to do that crime. Now this crime, on the other hand, 1 month in the county jail. I'm doing it. I have enough time. I have enough time to do that crime. I base my crime decisions on how much time I have available in my calendar. That's how I've been taught. That's us teaching us. They have 911, but they also have 311. And I heard a commercial for it. 311, when it's an urgency, but not an emergency. I'm betting on gray area problems. Somebody breaks in downstairs, you run to the phone. Excuse me, intruder? Would you mind answering some questions? Well, it's a little unorthodox, but I'm game. Well, I need to, what I'm curious about is, are you here to harm me, or are you just here to steal my belongings? Oh, I see where you're going with this. No, I assure you I have no intention of harming you personally. I'm just here to steal all of the things that you've worked hard for. Terrific. Thank you. Yes, I have an emergency. No, I have an urgency. I have an urgency. I want you to come as fast as you can. No, not as fast as you can. Come at a rapid yet reasonable rate of speed. Come quickly, but do obey traffic signals. Come fast, but don't stop for snacks. Okay, all right, I'll see you eventually. Thank you, and thank you! I saw a thing in the news that said a judge dismissed a case without prejudice. Whoa. Should that always be the case? How else would you do that? Case dismissed. That's because you're white like me. Get out of here.
9:40.
How do you know?
If the defendant does not take the stand in his defense, the judge has to instruct the jury. Something to this effect. You might notice the defendant chose not to take the stand in his defense. You are not allowed to weigh that one way or the other while considering the rest of the evidence. And I understand the need for the instructions. I think they should just tweak them a tad. I think the judge said, you might notice the defendant chose not to take the stand in his defense. We just want you to know that means... We can start validating parking. I can't imagine not taking the stand in my defense if I was innocent of something. You imagine your lawyer asking you, you want to go tell him you didn't do it? I'm awfully bashful. Yeah, I know, but they're going to throw you in the electric chair, so maybe if you could muscle through your discomfort. I'll take my chances. Why do they have to write ambulance backwards on the front of the vehicle? When you're looking in the rear view mirror, don't the red and blue spinning lights and the honking and the siren noises, aren't those enough clues? Now though, Mom. Pulling over for an now. I travel a lot. I think it's kind of lame when a city calls itself a gateway. What's that? If the only thing you have going for yourself is that you happen to be on the way to someplace nicer. Should you really be touting that? Welcome to Crudville. Gateway to Happy Town. What's in that gift shop? Almost. I canceled a car rental reservation recently. When I called, the guy said, you're calling within 24 hours, so we have to charge you for a day. I'm like, okay. I said, hey, am I allowed to change the reservation? Yeah. I'm sure, why not? Because I just realized I actually need to pick it up 25 hours from now. Okay, I just changed it. I'd like to cancel it. A lot of airplanes. I have Delta's pre-boarding announcements memorized. Everything they say in their pre-boarding announcements accomplishes the exact opposite. Wherever they came up with it, whatever office, none of them have ever been to a gate to see what actually happens. Ladies and gentlemen, we're going to start our boarding process in about 20 minutes. So we're going to ask everyone to please remain seated. Everybody's like, we better stand up. We better stand up. They're saying that for a reason. Everybody get up. Did you hear them? Get up, up. All of us. Let's all walk to one spot. All of us. Let's all converge on one dot. Everybody, everybody. Okay, we're actually going to start boarding now, so please stay clear of the boarding lanes. We better muscle up to these boarding lanes. Did you hear them? Everybody, push and shove, push and shove, squeeze and squish, squeeze and squish. Let's get all of humanity through one little door hole in one fell swoop. Push! Push! Push and shove! Fun to fly every week. You know, when the plane backs away from the gate, just once, I want the pilot to pop open the door and say, hey, put your heads down, I'm backing up. Everybody, get your head down. Cut it back up here. Here's a little tip. Here's a little tip for people who board planes while wearing backpacks. Just a little heads up. Your backpacks are hitting people in the face. I only care about what's in front of me. Hell with everything in my way. On the outside chance you might care about others. Not better than that. I flew recently on Spirit. $9. No, I wanted an aisle seat, a bottle of water, and a pillow, so it's $675. How do you charge fees for things that used to be part of the equation? I want to open up a hot dog stand across the street from the people who come up with the fee structures. I wanted to say, Brian's Hot Dogs, $1. I wanted to come out of their fee meeting, hey, great meeting, gang, where we figured out how to bamboozle people out of their hard-earned money. Hey, let's celebrate with a $1 hot dog. You want a bun? $6. Ketchup? $17 a squirt. Napkins? $43 a piece. How do you feel? How do you feel right now? How do you feel in your torso, in your heart, in your soul? How do you feel standing in front of my hot dog stand? Just curious how you feel right now. Do you feel okay, or do you not feel so good? Maybe you don't feel so good. Maybe you don't feel so good. It's a beautiful venue. I get to play some cool music places. I've been following some bands for a long time. I started watching ZZ Top back when they were AA Bottom. I was at their very first concert. 5 o'clock shadows. Saw Boston and Chicago. Chicago and Kansas. Kansas and Boston. America and Canada. Florida-Georgia line at the U.S.-Mexico border. People are hopping on the fence, you know that guy's here. It's a good concert. You don't like him? I like the old school stuff. Chubby Checker. He's the only singer I know who had a sequel to a song. Come on, baby, let's do the twist. A year later, let's twist again, like we did last summer. We did that last summer. Let's do it again. I suppose we can do it again, but we've been through this, Chubby. Nothing like mailing in a twist. As much as I like live music, there's nothing more awkward than listening to a singer on stage talk about the inspiration for a song. Oh, just get at it, buddy. Guy's up there rambling. Nobody knows what to do. He's up there. I wrote this next song at a time when my heart was at a crossroads. I felt that I was yearning for some elusive solace, and I finally realized I was in a desperate search for my very soul. You put the lime in the coconut. I wrote that joke at a time. You guys are great, man. Thanks for coming out.